Hello everybody, Sunday Adelaja here from Kyiv, Ukraine. Unfortunately, we couldn't come out on Facebook today. I was deactivated on Facebook for the past 1 week, and I just was returned to the Facebook yesterday, but still we can't get our video to come on for some reason. So we cannot come out on Facebook. I would like to appeal to everyone that is watching us to go call on people and write on the platforms, write in the groups, and write on our other Facebook platform that people should come to YouTube to watch, because Facebook is not releasing our video right now. So please invite everybody to YouTube. Let's join YouTube and join the conversation. Today's conversation will be with the anchor of this program, my charge to Nigeria and Nigerians, in the person of Israel Good News Balogun, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Hello, Mr. Israel Good News Balogun. Welcome, and we're here to listen to your leading today.
Good evening, DSA. I'm so happy to be here again, and then I believe that whatever it is, the truth will still go out, no matter who or what anybody is planning. So, and today I am going to be put a challenge to somebody. I have been challenging DSA thoughts, mind. I've been challenging your stand. I've been challenging your decisions, your words. I've been picking your word, and I've been challenging what you stand for, something you say. But today, my challenge will go to another person, though he will not be here to answer my questions. But in one way or the other, I'm going to be putting facts and figures together to see that what all he have said has no basis for consign or for anyone who have a sane mind, give recognition to such individual statement. What prepared this this program today, was a video released by DSA some weeks ago about the proclamation of a man called Apostle Suleman, that says the Herdsmen have invaded Nigeria. They did not even stop there. They are now the symbol on Nigerian passports. When I have one here, and we are all going to be seeing it together, and we are going to be looking at the passports together, if such is truth. And also, I also want to also put this into my Nigerian people. Nigerian people, that the fact that we are believing in, hello, am I still there?
Yes.
Okay, the fact that Nigerian can believe in anything is a proof to me that Nigeria or Nigerians, I don't know use the right word that is in my mind. It could be very annoying. But believe me, that is how biomass or animal of less thinking behaves. When somebody can just come up to say something, some of the things Nigerians believe, it got me wondered, are these people human beings? Some of to me, you will say to people, and then it's very possible you say it because you have enough evidence to prove, though you are lying, but you are proving it based on some forceful evidence that is not right. Who can believe that? But some senseless statement that Nigeria will believe to the point that they will be using it to raise prayer points on the altar, is something that is giving me a concern. We are here in this country when a guy wrote, one of the late professor, wrote an article about Buhari being Jubri, and this man was writing a satire. And then it's unbelievable how Nigerian leaders, Christian leaders, took that satire serious, and they were raised host of heaven. So one begin to wonder, which kind of human being are we in this country? So my challenge today is not to Apostle Suleman alone. I'm also putting a challenge forward to every Nigerians, and to begin to check what they believe, how they believe, what is triggering and inspiring their mindset, their belief system, how they process informations. Okay, let me start. Just towards the beginning of first tenure of Buhari, there was this crisis everywhere in some part of the north in Nigeria, to the point that one would believe that Boko Haram are taking a new form. And then that was giving Buhari a sort of discredit. That method was working so well, to the point that those who have faith in him as in the first tenure, for him to come, I mean, when he came out to contest the election, those who have faith in him were beginning to doubt if they've actually made the right decision. So many people began to have this concern because of the invasion of, so to say, Herdsmen. Until today, I can tell you, none of them, no Herdsmen has been arrested and prosecuted. What happened? Why they never arrest any guy called Herdsmen is what I've not found. But what I've found out is the crisis called Herdsmen has come to an end in Nigeria. I don't know where they parked the Herdsmen. Maybe the Herdsmen have been deported back to their country, or I don't know. But what happened in between, how they ended the war, and how they were unable to bring anybody to book, I don't know. So the system continues. When the election was getting close, it was becoming a war. It was about turning Nigeria apart. The Herdsmen are turning from killers, cow roasters, they are becoming kidnappers. Herdsmen, Fulanis. As a matter of fact, they don't just call them Herdsmen, they call them Fulani Herdsmen. That statement is very strategic. Because when you say that, you are connecting the Herdsmen to a particular region, tribe, and culture. And you are relating that to a particular person that you are actually fighting. So, Fulani Herdsmen was the target.
Was the target?
No.
Or was the means?
No, sorry to say, Fulani Herdsmen was the means to get to their targets. If they said Herdsmen are killing, we will say, when there are Hausa Herdsmen, there are Yoruba Herdsmen, there are Igbo Herdsmen, many people like that. But they were specific. And by the time they were able to set that brand, I call it a brand, and Fulani Herdsmen, who started as a cow roasters, migrating to killers of villagers, and moving from there to become kidnappers. So Uchenna, that is kidnapping in Edo before, has become Fulani Herdsmen. Benga, that kidnaps at Ogun State before, is no longer Benga anymore, it's now Fulani Herdsmen. uh the guy that kidnapped in Bruno, I mean Benue before, is no longer that guy, is now Fulani Herdsmen. So that brand was carefully sold into the mind of the Nigerians.
But they caught
And
one
Nigeria,
John. They caught one John, the Fulani herdsman John.
yes,
So how can Fulani
that is
herdsman be John?
be named John. Most of the kidnappers most of the pronounced and most notorious kidnappers that were arrested, many of them are not Fulani. As a matter of fact,
Evans.
Evans is not Fulani. The Hausa notorious one that is just being arrested is not Fulani. So what happened? What was the secret behind this packaging, branding? Somebody is after something. And the only way to discredit the service and the work of the man in power was to sell wrong information. And there are many issues we have to address this evening. Do you know that the awareness media gave to Fulani Herdsmen invention, if they've given the same awareness now that the Fulani Herdsmen, so to say, is being conquered, do you know no media house has ever reported? None of them has ever done any documentary or any program that's where are the herdsmen? Since after election, most importantly, when the petitions in Supreme Court have been lost, I have not heard kidnapping, I've not heard about killing, I've not heard about activities of Fulani herdsmen. Are they relocated? Well, I'm taking it on an introduction level for now.
Let me take it connecting the crisis in the country not to the president, but to the opposition.
Yes.
The Fulani herdsmen crisis.
That are people, I don't know them. I don't want to be charged. I don't want to be called upon to come and defend my statement. I'm only a citizen trying to analyze the circumstances and the situation on ground. But I'm saying there are some fellows, some individuals who believe by disorganizing, by causing crisis, by painting the power, the man in power wrongly, is the only means through which they can get him to be unseated.
Just like they say that the president is certificates saga. He didn't finish high school, but he finished university in America. He finished military university in America, military college in America, with his picture there and his medals there. But how could he get there without finishing high school?
So the moment that did not pass, stop him. They needed another method. And the analysis is so clear. They know this geopolitical zone. The second when election is coming, when election was coming, they know the geopolitical zone that they needed to go and destabilize. If they are able to capture him in that geopolitical zone, they can compete with him. So they focus on that geopolitical zone. And the crisis was so hot there. People are being displaced. Life were destroyed. People's businesses, houses, life were taken. Because some people's ambition is bigger than individuals' life. Because some people have exalted their own ambition above. You see, what happened from that angle does not surprise me, really. What those people, I don't know them, I have said, looking at me, I don't know you are the one. But I know somebody somewhere must have been orchestrating this thing, this plan. And so, what happened in that sense didn't stop. It did not affect me, rather to say, I'm not really concerned about it, but I'm concerned about the most important person that came out and sent a tweet. Let us see that tweet, please.
Tweet. Okay, yes. Can you show the tweet, please? Okay.
He said that is the new Nigeria passport. It now has Herdsmen inscribed in it. It is shameful that a certain extraction now represents a nation with 6 geopolitical zones. Every clear, God will frustrate every evil agenda in Nigeria. He now quoted Bible, and that's why I'm afraid of people that quote Bible. I don't like them. I don't like them not because I don't love people quoting Bible, but I know by the time they quote Bible, what they're trying to say is, I want to suspend your brain. So you think all this Bible you quoted here verify or confirm his statement? This is a new Nigeria passport, sir. I got my passport, and this is a new Nigeria passport. Dr. Suleman should hear me out today. This is a new Nigeria passport. And I'm going to open it, and if you have your passport, go and check it. If I'll be opening my own, I've not seen Herdsmen there.
No, if you
Believe
put
me, I
it,
didn't
if
see
you put it under microscope or under what do you call it? You know, expander, you'll be able to see
Okay.
some on the background.
Ah, okay. Okay.
But even
Okay.
but you have to expand it to do that. But there are some other pictures now that you can easily see.
On the facial.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at my phone facially, and I didn't see anything. But now, as I'm putting it on this slide, I can see Nigeria coat of arm. But I saw a man walking also. I saw a man walking. There are so many pictures underneath.
Yes.
That you can see through line.
And in one page, I think page 6 or so, we have Herdsmen. But you have other pictures. You have Ibibio dancers. You have Eyo dancers. You have, all different kind of tribes there.
Maybe Herdsmen didn't fall into my own, because I've looked through. I can see Olumo Rock, National Assembly. I can see Yoruba dancing, Igbo dancing, Tifi, Eyo, different of them.
Yes.
So this new part.
And Suleman never spoke about those ones.
No, those ones are not, and the cowmen are not Nigerians. They are Togonese. Maybe, or they are from Niger. And because the cowmen are connected to one person, and that one person have come to power to say, I will not be sitting here and allow you guys to be using your account to do money laundering. That man has said, I will not be sitting here and allow you guys be enriching yourself at the expense of Nigerians. So his problem began because he wanted to do the right. And then, of course, it's normal to criticize democracy. The best of what we can have is we are people who are putting government in check, who are checking the activities and then making them to think. But when the people that are supposed to be the elite of the society are the one misinforming the people, and we have medias who will not take responsibility on behalf of nation to set things straight. We have media houses who will not pick up this kind of discussion and make it a discussion for the whole nations to know the truth. But for them to propagate the killings of innocent men that they have not verified by themselves, they have no record, they have no proof, they cannot point to where the Herdsmen were killed or where Herdsmen has killed anybody. They cannot even interview one of the Herdsmen or the one that have been arrested. They have the evidence to come out and give evidences of, to propagate on their platform on information they don't have facts for, putting the whole nation misinformed misguided, and leading the whole nation into destruction. I think this is where I want to start with. Apostle Suleman should know, and I'm asking him today, where are the herdsmen? Because these are people that were said invaded our land, they have taken up our economy. These are the people that were said to have taken over the land, and to the point that they are the one that's now representing our passports. And today, because they are the one that is representing, they are the one that are representing us in our passport today, we now think they are not Nigerians. They must not be included in our passports because they are herdsmen, and particularly they are Fulani herdsmen. Go to nature. And now those Fulani that carry around those herdsmen, those heirs, those cows, ask them, who is the owner of this cow? Believe me, they said that cow is not owned by Alaji Dangote or Alaji Shehu Dantata or Shehu Shagari or Shehu Mamadu or Shehu. Those cows are owned by Chief Chukwumeka. Those cows are owned by Chuk Ebere. They only bring them to come and cater for the cow on their behalf. They are employees. They are paid on commission. I'm not speaking from guessing. I took time when I was in Owerri. I saw this cow, these people working with cow. As the Fulani was working, so they were shouting, "Look at them, oh, where you come here, oh, what are you doing here, oh?" So I followed the guy. He could not speak English. He couldn't speak English, so I followed him. And I looked for somebody. When I was describing what I want to ask him, he could not answer me. So and the person let me ask, I said, "Who owns this cow?" He told me the cow was owned by one of the sons of that community owns those cows. They brought him himself from another place to come and do that. One of the people in his community owned those cows. So I began to think there is a need for Nigerians to understand today that we are not supposed to behave like animals. You are not supposed to take information given unto you without you first and foremost verifying it. I am amazed when I hear things that Nigerians believe. Do you know, DSA, that Nigerians actually believe that Buhari some weeks ago?
That what?
Somebody just that Buhari want to take another wife. Somebody sent a tweet, and that tweet went viral. That Buhari is getting married to minister of what I forget in ministry now. That is getting married to that woman the next day. Until today, with some mechanics that I sat down with yesterday, they were still telling me, GB, your president eventually got another wife, Abi. I was like, so you guys could believe that kind of a silly thing in your mind? This is things that amaze one. One could not but bother himself and say, how come these people believe this kind of ridiculous thing?
But if they are believing that he doesn't have certificate, when his classmates gather together, and his classmates are not some people, they are famous people in the country, everybody knows them. Some of them are ministers before, some of them were head of service before, some of them were ministers, some of them are generals, classmates with him. His classmates in America, his classmates in England, his classmates during the war, everybody is alive. They were telling them he gathers with his classmates from primary school to secondary, the university, the secondary school he finished, everybody knows. And people still believe that story.
Nigeria still believes today that Buhari does not have certificate. Till today, as I'm not if the Okada rider, if the one that ride Okada is the one that believe, I will not be surprised. Yes, do you know those? Do you know those that believes?
PDP people now.
Not even PDP. Even PDP are the one that believes. I won't be surprised. DSA. Do you know that lecturers who teach students in class?
No, my Igbo brother. No, it's normally my Igbo brothers who believe that kind of thing.
Yes, I'm even telling you that Nigerians, Yoruba, intellectual who are supposed to be one who is informing society and leading society right, who are teachers in higher institutions, believe that story. I'm telling you that HOD of department believe that story. I'm telling you. So if people of that caliber could believe such an information, so how will I be surprised because PDP believe? Because I know either true or lie, PDP always believe what does not favor the people in power. Even if they themselves they don't believe, they will showcase it that we believe. And when I tweet what I just showed you, the next day, JKK, what they call this guy, Fani Kayode, took to Twitter as well and begin to tweet confirming what he said. When the story of Buhari be the Jubril from Niger broke out, many prominent Nigerians fall for it and they believe it actually.
Jubril from Niger? I thought it was from Sudan.
I mean Sudan, rather to say.
Okay, because maybe Niger don't come now.
That Buhari is not the Buhari, is was Jubril from
no,
Sudan.
But I know it is the what do you call that? Nnamdi Kanu's people, IPOB or IPOB people who believe that.
If they are the only one that believes such thing, one would not have been surprised because it was said by their leader. DSA, you don't know what I'm talking about. Nigerians, I mean, people that are supposed to be the light of society, people that are supposed to be guiding the society, believe that information. That this guy, and they will begin to connect one to one and say, do you remember what his wife said? That he said, my husband is not this person. That my husband is not the one in power. That they've exchanged my husband. He said he was referring to the time they moved Jubril from Sudan to Aso Rock, and because original Buhari has died.
But she never said that. Somebody put it in her, came up with that story and put it in her mouth. She never said that.
Of course, Nigeria does not find out in as much they can hear it. One day, I'm not surprised if Nigeria believe that rapture have taken place in Lagos, that it hasn't taken place in Ibadan. I won't be surprised if Nigeria comes to say, yes, they say that. Do you know things that, because in the video you release about this thing there, you are trying to tell Nigerians how to verify and how to establish fact truths. And I was just looking at you like that. I said, this man does not know Nigerians. So you are talking to somebody that does not even know if there is any fact or truth anywhere. How do you even establish that? Okay, let me give you an example. Nigerians believe one lady from Lautech sent a broadcast message when Ebola had. She composed that message in her room. She sent it to the group she belonged to, that the Ministry of Health said everyone should bathe with salt in prevention against Ebola. Do you know that Nigeria were announcing church in the mosque? Do you know that parents were calling their children from every news and craning? Nigeria was announcing it everywhere. that we say everybody were bathing, batting with soap, with salt.
Until there was
You pour
deficit.
salt in water.
Until there was salt deficit.
Until the price of salt rises. So if Nigeria believe anything, don't be surprised. Let me tell you one of the most silly things. Tell Nigeria that somebody received a call, and after receiving that call, blood begin to come out of his mouth.
Call?
Yes. They will tell you that, do not pick this number, because this number just called somebody and the blood was coming out of the mouth of the person. Nigeria will believe such information, and they will they will believe it so much that they will be warning their children, they will be sending it around. That is the level in which Nigerians and our mindset has been tampered with. We are a little bit lower than animals. Sorry to say. If I say a little bit higher, I am disrespecting animals. But I think, in my personal opinion, some Nigeria, or let me say large Nigerians, are a little bit lower than animal. Because if animal will not, some things that animal will not do, Nigerians will do it. Some things that animals will not do. As a matter of fact, animals, okay, let me give you an example. You may not understand this thing because you are not used to seeing rats in your house. But before you leave Nigeria, dear, say, I know you are also living in Nigeria where you see rats in your house. When rats enter your room and you try to put poison, the only thing that happens is they will hit that poison once.
Yeah.
The second time, they know it's a poison. They will not go there.
Mm-hmm.
As stupid as rats supposed to be. But today, if this thing kill Nigeria today, tell me to give you an example of what I'm saying. And I will give you an example. If this thing kill Nigerians today, let that thing happen tomorrow, Nigerians will still go there. I'll give you an instance.
Yeah, just like the drug addicts, all the drug pushers, they are catching in Thailand, Malaysia. They will catch them today, put them on television, and tomorrow another set will come in.
That is one. Let petrol tank fall today. Nigerians will rush to that petrol tank in order to scramble for petrol. In the course of taking the petrol, there will be outbreak of fire. Many will get roasted. Let the another tank fall tomorrow. Nigeria will still go there. So, very large number of Nigerians are a little bit lower than animals. Because there's nothing they cannot believe. And you know one of the things that make them believe everything, or let me say most importantly, when it comes out from certain individuals. There are some people today, if they should tell Nigerians that Jesus is not coming again, Nigeria will believe it. If they should come out and say, they received revelation, Jesus said to them, I'm not coming again, no. So people should forget about my coming. There are some certain people that when they say so, millions of Nigeria will believe it. And then those are people that are guiding and the mind of our society today in Nigeria.
Just like
these people.
Nnamdi Kanu said, Igbos, we are no more Christians. Let's just be Jews. And let's just forget about Christianity because it's been dominated by the Yorubas. And let's become Jews. Is it Judaism?
Judaism.
Yes.
So that is exactly the level in which Nigerians behave. And Apostle Suleman has been so consistent it has been so consistent in selling falsehood. It's so consistent in selling lies. It's so consistent in becoming popular through lies. Apostle Suleman has been so consistent in deceiving nations. And now Nigeria has still continued to believe him. It's mystery. It's not mystery to me. It's
No, but people will question you and say, what are the examples you have of him selling lies?
I'm about to give example, DSA. I will not say anything here. I don't have example. And it's on YouTube. They can go and check it. The prophecy of Apostle Suleman about Ayo Fayose was that the successor of Ayo Fayose will be the winner of Ekiti governorship election. He prophesied that in the public. He said that the man that Ayo Fayose brought out will win the election. The man lost. Apostle Suleman came back the next day. He said he saw there's a hand that changed the system. That guy that crook. So God is so confused. God is so confused that he will say this is happening, and then suddenly one hand will come and change the thing. So the prophecy.
The one I remember is that he said, if El Rufai doesn't reverse the decree about church.
I'm coming there, DSA. I'm coming there. El Rufai did not only respond to him. El Rufai said, if you say I'm going to die, you must put dates and parably the nature of my dates, so that I will not die accidentally, and you will be using it to confirm that you are the one that said I will die.
But he gave the guy 1 year, and the guy has been alive since then, about 3 or 4 years.
The guy is even re-elected he's already a governor again.
No, he even said the guy was going to lose the election.
Yes, now he said he will not. He said, if El Rufai return to power, I will no longer. Don't call me, or is he not call me a prophet, or I will not be a man of God.
He said, say I am not called by God.
So the man is back in power, though. In fact, nobody take him to court. His election wasn't challenged in court. I'm not 100% of that, but I never heard anybody challenging El Rufai's re-election in courts. But Nigerians still could not ask him question. Nigerians still believe this scope guy. The guy does not do his own work well. Because you can predict things that happen in Nigeria, you don't even need to go and pray. Just do your homework, your analysis better. You can come out and predict things and you'll be accurate. If you're a good researcher, you can give attention to the happenings. You can predict things very, very, very clearly. But this guy doesn't do his homework well. This guy just...
But he also said that the Herdsmen is going to lose.
Of course.
And then he came back and said, let's forget. Election go, election come. People lose. Let's just forget. Why are you talking about this thing?
So now, he was standing in church one day and he said, every Herdsman you see around this premise, kill them. A citizen giving a standing order to kill another citizen. But if government has taken a step to call him to order, they will say government is terrorizing them.
No, but they wanted to arrest him for that. That was when he ran to that Fayoshe guy.
He wanted to be arrested in Ekiti.
Yes.
And Fayoshe rescued him.
Yes.
And I think that was what prepared the vision, the revelation. But the revelation didn't work in their favor. The man came back the next Sunday. And I was not surprised because he came back. You know what made me surprised? As he was in the hand, people are saying, oh, hallelujah, great. I was like, who are these people? Well, dear say, let me play the video that triggered this thought of lie. And I want people to see what you have to say in that video, then come back and analyze that video before we end today's program.
So we should show the video.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here. I come to you today to talk about this new propaganda and the rumors that is being spread all over the social media and with Nigerians in diaspora and in Nigeria itself about the Nigerian passport and the Fulani Herdsmen. Now, how could somebody come up with such a lie? That because there is a picture of a Fulani Herdsman that is taking care of that is standing with his cow, then that definitely will mean that Nigeria has been sold out to the herdsmen, and that the fundamentalists are taking over and have bought over Nigeria. How could anybody ever do that? Then to even begin to think that the person who came up with this story is a Christian and a pastor for that matter. A certain Apostle Suleman started this rumor, inciting the nation towards hatred and civil disobedience. That is just pure wickedness, guys. How can a pastor, somebody who is supposed to be dedicated to the truth, be involving himself with incitement, pushing people to hate one another? This could lead to civil war. It's such an unpatriotic, a mischievous act of deception from someone that calls himself a Christian and a Christian leader. And some people believe it, you know. Some people believe it. This accusation, this rumor, shows the lack of integrity of some leaders, some so-called leaders in our country. It also shows their lack of intellectual integrity. They also lack a sense of objectivity whatsoever. Any sense of objectivity whatsoever. Because if you really want to tell the truth, I mean, it's obvious that the truth is different from what you are saying. And I want to tell my fellow Nigerians, the reason I'm doing this video is to enlighten my people, anybody that cares to listen, that there is a difference between truth, non-truth, and lies. What Apostle Suleman had done is selling to you lies, but using as his instrument of lie what we call non-truth. So what is that? What does that look like? The truth is the truth is that our Nigerian passport, which I have here with me, has all 6 regional zones that we have in Nigeria. All the 6 geopolitical regions are represented in this Nigerian passport. By the way, this is my Nigerian passport. You see my picture there? For people who said I don't have my passport and that maybe I've changed my passport to a foreign passport. No, that's my picture there. But if you look at this passport, you will see that there are different symbols from all 6 geographical regions of Nigeria. I mean, geopolitical regions of Nigeria. You have the Igbos here, you have the Thieves here, you have all the 32 pages have different representation. You have the thief dancers, You have the Zuma rock. You have the Yoruba symbol there. You have other nationalities like the Efik, the Ibibi, or Hausa. Then when you go to the Fulani, of course their symbol is their cow. So they put their picture there and their symbol. So this is just to represent, concerning the Yoruba symbol is the Eyo, I think, that the Lagos people do. But what these people, so that is the truth. What I just showed you right now is the truth. In different pages, all pages, you will see everybody equally represented. That is truth. That if these people want to speak the truth, they should say, it is not only Fulani Herdsmen that is represented in the passport. There are other regions and other nationalities there. That is the truth. But you know what they did? They used what is called non-truth. So what is non-truth? Non-truth is when you take something that resembles the truth. And because some people will, you will see the pictures all over the internet. People took the picture, they say, okay, enlarge it, and you will see the Herdsmen. And people say, oh, I see, the Herdsman is there with his cow. They have sold Nigeria. But that is non-truth because it's half-truth. Half-truth is when you just take a segment of the truth and you present it to be the full truth. That is non-truth and is deception because half-truth is a total lie. And even when I was in secondary school, right, we were taught that half-truth is dangerous. Half-truth is dangerous. And people who sell half-truth, they are meant to deceive. So I want to enlighten our people, know the difference between truth. Truth is when truth is presented in a universal way, in a comprehensive way. When you speak about the herdsmen that are there, the herdsmen that is there is picture, and the other pictures that are there, that is truth, because it presents a holistic picture, a full picture. It presents the true picture of the Nigerian passport. But when you just say, and you only talk about the herdsmen and his cow, then that is now deception. That is lie. Because you are trying to instill hatred in people. And you are trying to trigger war in Nigeria, hatred from one nation from one tribe to the other. That is wickedness. Because if you go to America, right, even in the American passport, there is a cow there. So is it the Herdsmen from Nigeria that went to put, cow in American passport? No, it's a symbol. It's a symbolic thing of the agriculture, the agricultural wealth, for just like with Nigeria as well. So it is just a symbol, just like we have symbol of other things in Nigeria there. But they deceive you because they see you as being gullible. They see you as being emotional. They see you as being sentimental. They see you as lacking intellectual capacity. And that's why they are selling to you fallacies instead of facts. So the fact is that all the regions of Nigeria, the geopolitical regions are well represented in our passport. But the fallacy is the Herdsmen have taken over Nigeria and they are even in our passport now. That is fallacy. So there are two things you have mentioned right now that you should be careful of. And I believe that it's the responsibility of the elite in Nigeria to educate the general masses that there is something that is called the truth. The truth is always based on facts and on empirical evidences. The truth, you could always prove it with facts. So if the things that people are giving unto you is not based on facts, but only on sentiment, you know they are deceiving you. So if anything they are telling you is based on sentiment, emotions, and hatred, and rumors, that is fallacy. But when it's based on facts, and the facts could be cross-checked, that is integrity. That is based on truth. And non-truth is always 100% lie. So they, of course, think that you are not smart enough. Of course, they are trying to say that you are gullible. But really, they are the ones who lack integrity. They don't just lack moral integrity, but they also lack what we call intellectual integrity. Because intellectual integrity will make you to be able to speak the truth of what you see 1 plus 1 is 2. And, you know, the intellectual integrity demands that if I saw the picture of a herdsman and his cow in that passport, I should also say there are other pages that also contain other nationalities. That integrity, intellectual integrity demands that. But because of their mischievous nature, they are trying to exploit the masses of our people to deceive us for political gains and political interest. So, Nigerians, I come to you today begging you to be more analytical. Please, be more analytical. Always look for what we call empirical evidences. Always look for empirical evidence. Empirical evidence are evidences that you could go and cross-check. You could go and refer to, and that is backed up with facts. That is how truth works. Truth always have empirical evidence with facts backing it up. But what they are using to manipulate us is called ephemeral talks. Ephemeral talks. What is ephemeral? Ephemeral is the opposite of empirical evidence. Empirical evidence is based on facts, but ephemeral talk is just based on assumptions, is just based on talk to just instigate your emotions and your sentiment. And that is what politicians are using in Nigeria against us. So I believe that we who know better should take it upon ourselves to enlighten our larger population and teach our people about truth, to teach them against non-truth, against lies, and to teach them to apply empirical evidences, and also to teach them what is scientific method of analysis, so that our people will be able to apply scientific method in their thinking. That is why I came to you today. That don't be deceived, Nigerians. Don't just believe all these people that have their own agenda to tear our country down. Well, that's what I have to say today. For the love of God, church, and nation. Peace. Okay. That is it. That is what Israel Good News Balogun wanted us to play. And that is the basis that he has used to present his argument today, asking Apostle Suleman, where are the herdsmen now? Now that the president said they should shoot at sight, the herdsmen disappeared. And after the loss of the opposition in the Supreme Court, all the crises about concerning the president and the herdsmen and Fulani, everything just disappeared, as if there was never a problem in the country. So, Mr. Good News Balogun, I hope you are there. I wonder how you want to follow up, or you want to continue the discussion.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, DSA. Thank you for that opportunity to be one of the individuals in Nigeria who often come out to defend and to put and to time concerning this matter. I can say you are the first. Yes, you are the first to come out and say this is not right. This is not the truth. And I've seen many other people discussing such matter online who are trying to explain, particularly some set of ladies who are trying to explain that what Apostle Suleman said was a lie. And also, I also want to say this. You challenge, you said, where is Buhari of 1980s, 1984? You challenge Buhari to go tough. Buhari came out tough. Story of Herdsmen disappeared. Could it be there is something between you and Buhari that we don't know? Or could we say Buhari is a subscriber to your channel as well? Or I mean, because most of the time I note when you come to say a thing, we see an action that follow, and it will be in line with your prescriptions, could that be an accident? Is it going to be? I mean, should we say that is not part? I mean, they don't. They are also planning it. It just happened that you said it at the same time they want to do it. I still have not been able to correct, but that is not the discussion. I'm just trying to put my thoughts in that line. Before I start asking you some question, DSA, on this video, I want you to know that the reason why religions thrive in Nigeria is because the religion of Nigeria is based on assumption. Religion of Nigeria today forbid analytical. Any attempt to go analytical up in Nigeria today is like you are going to become a man without faith.
Yeah, that's why I wrote that book, Truth, Non-Truth, and Lies. They are using non-truth and lies to manipulate the country.
Oh, and if you are telling Nigerian be analytical, you are only saying stop being a Christian.
As if they are telling them to be secular.
You are making it to become secular. That is secular talk. You are a secular man. Because in Nigeria, the only reason why Nigerian churches still thrive today is because we have certificated people who are not educated. We have men with different degrees, masters, PhD, professorship. Many of them are head of department, head of institutions, but they only have certificates. They are not educated. And that is why you have ministry churches, pastors striving, becoming popular, richer. Because in Nigeria, when you hear the Lord spoke to me, the next thing that follow is your brain must go in annihilation. In other words, if you dare to ask question or to want to break down what the man of God has said, you are only act faithless. So on this basis, Nigeria will not have church if Nigerians become analytical. DSA, church will end in Nigeria. I can tell you, at least 90% of Nigerian churches will go empty. They will go in extinction if Nigerians become analytical. If anybody want to try this, if anybody want to dare it, go to your church on Sunday and tell your member to analyze everything you say to them henceforth. And in 1 month, if you see member, come back and call me bastard. But one will begin to also wonder, how do I analyze things when I don't even know the basic yardstick upon which it is carried out?
Well, this is the book that we're talking about, Truth, Non-Truth, and Lies. And this, we must know the difference between these three words. And this is what people use to manipulate others. When people don't understand the concept of non-truth and lies, then they manipulate people. That is what those people are using. These people like Apostle Suleman and all these political parties, Nnamdi Kanu and other people. Well, there is another book I want to talk to you about today. It was not written by me. It's written by one of our young girls from England. It's a novel actually that is written by Ife Disu. And the novel is her first book, but it's quite voluminous book. And it is a book that she has written to, that to express herself. It's called Once Lost, Always. That is an interesting book. I want to recommend and I want to promote this book and encourage people to go to Amazon to get a copy of the book. I've only read 2 chapters or a few of it. It's a novel. Especially it's going to be very important for teenagers and for youth. So if your children want to read a book that promotes the right value system and the right Christian values and worldview, this is the kind of book you want them to read, because it's very engaging. It's very engaging, very entertaining, and very, very intriguing. So it's not a book that will make you to like my own books. No, these are novels. These are like, you can relax and rest just reading and enjoying the book. So this is the book. You can get it on Amazon. I think one day I will be able to invite the young girl to our platform to be able to talk about it and tell us about her motivation. And it's another motivation for us to be able to encourage our children and our boys and girls to go for their passion. She has a very interesting story that since she was, for as long as she could remember, she could imagine herself thinking up of stories and seeing things in pictures until she studied a subject about literature and writing. Then she discovered that, yes, this is who I am. And I think she said it took her 4 years to write this book, to fulfill it. But it's a big, voluminous book. It's about 2 times the size of my books. So it's a real voluminous reading. Well, I don't know if anybody would like to call into the program. If you want to call into the program, the way to do it is to go to Facebook Messenger. And when you get there, look for Move Agents. Move Agents. And when you get to Move Agents on Facebook Messenger, write to us a note and say you want to call. Just drop us a line, send SMS that you want to call, and then we'll be able to connect you to the studio, and we'll be able to hear your opinion. So, well, the topic that Israel Goodnew Balogun decided to talk about today is about people speculating on deception, on non-truth, on lies to mislead people and get popularity for themselves. And that is a normal, regular topic in Nigeria. People do that a lot. And that's why we must counter it with truth. And we must promote the truth and discourage deception, lies, and non-truth that has been so prevalent in our society. Again, this is a book that will really help you and deliver you from this kind of mindset, and that will help you to recognize when people are using lies. Lies is easier to understand, but non-truth is a big issue. People use non-truth to put you in bondage, and if you are not careful, if you don't know this topic, if you have not read the book, you will not be able to differentiate. You will just be swallowing anything they tell you, and you become a victim of deception. And a lot of people in our country are victims of deception. Either they believe that Fulani Herdsmen are being sponsored by Buhari. We have a caller. Oh, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Who is calling from where?
I'm calling from South Africa.
Yes.
Okay, I'm John by name.
Hello, John.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, I would like to talk to the brother there.
Okay.
Israel.
Yes.
Okay, so I hope he's listening.
Yes.
Okay, so what I want to say, I just have a few questions for him, right?
Okay.
My questions are not on Apostle Suleman or whatever. I just want to, because I heard him saying people just fabricate stories that he's been to Enugu or Anambra to talk to the herdsmen on a particular issue. So my questions for him would be, if you were to be a president, right?
Okay.
If you were to be I'm talking to the brother.
To the brother,
Israel,
yes,
right?
Israel.
Yeah. My question is, if you were to be a president and in your government, in your reign, some persons, some politicians are sponsoring, let's say, let's use the case of this herdsmen,
Okay.
because that was what he was talking about.
Yes.
People are sponsoring herdsmen to bring down your government. What would you do as a president?
Good question. Good question.
Then, like, I feel like should I be, let me give my submission on that.
Okay.
If I were to be a, if I were to be a president and some persons are trying to bring my government down,
Yes.
what I would do would be I will kill those herdsmen so that those politicians will, because they are killing people.
Yes.
You understand? Obviously, they
Yes.
are killing people.
Yes.
So I will send the troops after them to kill each and every one of them, so that that politician who is sending them to bring down my government will lose. And I will go after that politician and put them to jail,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay, then I have another question.
Yes. We are
I don't know
hearing you.
I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if Brother Israel know this association called MACBAN.
Okay.
MACBAN is called Mieti Allah. Let me just short it, Mieti Allah.
Mietiala. Yes.
Yeah. You see that time of Benue attack, right?
Yes.
Those people came out and told Nigerians that this is a retaliatory attack because of 300 cows. That a village, something happened in one village, they killed 300 cows. So this
Okay.
is a retaliatory attack. This is a retaliatory attack. You understand?
Okay.
So I'm so surprised. He said all of those things are not stories, that they are unfounded, they are not verifiable. You know, I want him to. There's this guy, I think the press, I think something aide to the governor Otum, the governor of Benue State.
Yes.
The guy was on TVC, on Channels TV, telling you that what is going on here, this is not just simply like farmer elder crisis. No, this is a genocide. This before, back in the days, like 100 years, or I don't know, somewhere there, like in history,
Yes.
that this is a repeat. And going by a lot of these things, if you go to, if you see what's his name, this old general Theophilus,
Yes. Danjuma.
Theophilus Danjuma, there was this statement he issued at the one convocation, I think Taraba State University convocation, when he said the military, they collude the 3 times, when you put all of these things together, right? You're beginning to see, if you are somebody who is very attentive, who analyze a lot in your own quiet times, you're beginning to see, even if you don't want to believe, you're beginning to see like, yes, this thing is going one way. And after all of these things, you start hearing things like grazing routes, grazing reserve, cattle colony, and every time they shut those things down, they come with another one. Now the latest one now is a national livestock plan, something like that. Why would, if you don't have, like for me, right? I'm one of those people, right, who is accusing this present regime that they are on a conquest.
Okay.
I just want to make my stand known to you.
Yes.
I'm one of those people who believe so.
Yes.
They are on a conquest of Usman Danfodio.
Yes.
Because if they are not, why would why would why would you just say every state must give you a piece of land? Why do you want to represent the Fulani tribe in the 36 states of Nigeria? What is so special about the Fulanis? You understand? For me, it should be a comparative advantage in terms of business, in terms of on the northern parts. Okay, you grow your cows, do whatever you want to do there, bring them down, we will buy. Okay, people are even saying, okay, even if you want to do your business down here, come down here, go to the landlord, go to the community, ask the landlord there, and please, I have a business proposal, I have a plan, I want to buy, I want to do a ranch. Buy your ranch, start your business. Nobody, why do you want to, and I want to say something again. I don't know if you've listened to this guy. There's this governor in Bauchi, Bala Ahmed.
Okay.
That guy said he was talking to Shabalane. You know Shabalane in Shannon,
Yes.
huh?
Yes.
Shabali was asking him. He said, "The Fulani doesn't have a boundary. They are just Fulani. They are himself. He has Fulani family relative in Cameroon or somewhere." So Shabali said, "This national livestock program are the Fulanis that will be coming from. Are those Fulanis, those ones that are coming, who are complaining that they are killing people? Would they be enjoying this benefit?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "The Fulanis." That everybody must accept them, that so long the Fulani doesn't have a state, that if Fulani in Bayelsa, so they can speak Bayelsa language. I don't know, I can't quote him directly,
Yes.
I'm just trying to. So with all of these, right, to me, I feel like there's something going on that the Nigerian people are not noticing. And each time people try to rebel, this Buhari and his cabal, they come up with this idea of corruption fighting back. Yes, obviously Nigeria is fucking, sorry I use fuck. Nigeria is corrupt, but Buhari is hiding under that corruption umbrella, fighting corruption to perpetrate, and it's been terrifying people. Like, you see our governors, they are all corrupt.
It's
So
Victor.
Buhari is using that
Victor.
opportunity. If you won't follow, like this could be like things they do behind. They coerce people. If you don't follow this way, we will expose your case. Tell me, why is Magu not picking? Look, people like the Akpabio.
Yes.
I'm even deviating now. Let's come back to. There's a place in Kaduna, right?
In Kaduna.
Hello. Yes, there's a place in Kaduna. There's this guy. His name is something Mark. He was the Attorney General of Kaduna State, I think, like some years back.
Okay.
He was on Channels TV talking to one other. They were just, this lady was interviewing them, Mark or something. They were talking. So that guy said something that, you see, this thing, this uh, give land to Fulani everywhere in Nigeria. He said it's just a land grab system. That's what they are doing. That some time ago, they told them to give a space in Kaduna. They gave a space. I think the place was like 30,000 hectares of land. So, but right now, as I speak to you, that land they've taken up to 70,000. They said it was grazing reserve. But if you go to that place right now, Fulanis from north, everywhere, they are building hospitals, houses, company, whatever. Why won't the government go to that place and ask those people to evacuate that place so that they will use that place for grazing reserve? With all of this on my mind, right, I think that brother Israel
Yes.
probably doesn't really know what is really going on in Nigeria, or
You know what he said?
he
He
doesn't.
said that what
Yeah.
happened to the herdsmen after the Supreme Court
Yes.
lost the
Yes.
judge. Yes.
Listen, can I react on that?
Okay.
Yeah. You see, these people, you see, Fulanis right now, they are playing Nigeria like a game of shares. They know what they are. A lot of people think these people are senseless. They are not wise. They are people will overlook them. Aboki, that kind of talk. Aboki Mugu. No, these people, they know more than you. They know more than you when it comes to this evil kind of politics. They play it nicely, and that is what is going on. They capitalize on the corruption in Nigeria. They are hiding under that umbrella of anti-corruption crusade. In their this thing, but just that people are beginning to see, like, no, this thing is not coming in the right way. You see, what that brother said, like, where is the these people? They know, like, okay, if they continue killing, the world is a global village. Whatever you're doing right now, just imagine I'm here, I'm talking to you. It wasn't like this before. Before we always wait for NTA news to get information. But right now, what we are doing now, if it was before, we won't be able to do this.
So you believe that the Fulani Herdsmen, it is the campaign of Usman
Yeah, yeah,
Danfodio
yeah,
to conquer
yeah,
Nigeria,
yeah.
and that Buhari is involved in that?
100%.
So you believe
100%.
Buhari is involved in that, and the APC government?
Yes, 100%. 1,000,000%.
That they want to conquer
So,
all the countries. That's why they are asking for the
yes,
the land in
yes,
for
yes, I
Ruga.
believe so. Yeah. It's a scheme, it's a grand scheme. You need to look properly to see. If you
So
don't look, if you
so
look
it
with
is,
that
you call
ordinary
it,
eye,
you said it's jihad. Jihad, what do you call it?
ye- no, can I tell you something? Can I
Yes.
tell you something? You see, when we say jihad, right? Jihad seems like is this Muslim thing, you know? But this one is tribal domination.
You said it's an invasion. You use the word invasion.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean? Who is invading who?
Huh?
Who is invading?
Yes, I use the word invasion. Hello?
Yes. Who is invading who?
Yes, the Fulanis, right?
Okay.
You know, the Fulanis that they are Muslim, obviously.
Okay.
So they are the ones invading the rest of Nigeria.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've had your point. Can you
Can I ask you
listen?
something? Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Do you believe in this conspiracy theory
Which one?
going on with you generally? Do you believe in conspiracy theory?
No.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah. So I've
So
gone by the television, by your something. Somebody is going
okay,
to give you the response now to all the questions that
okay,
you have raised.
all right,
All
okay,
right. Thank you so much.
all right. Thank you.
Blessings. Okay. Do we have many callers? Okay, but before then, I will not, yeah, because I've released no, I've released Israel Balogun to go. So
No,
unfortunately he
I
will not be
wanted
able to
him.
answer
Hello,
that question. But there is
hello,
somebody here in my house who is the political
hello,
analyst. He
hello.
understands the Nigerian politics and what's going on there. So this
I
brother that
wanted.
called believes that the whole government of Buhari is an invasion plan, and that those things that Israel raised up, that Nigerians are gullible, that the herdsmen, where are the herdsmen and things like that. He said it is, that it is true, that it's an invasion plan, that Buhari and his government are out to conquer other. So, Victor, please come on, and I will give you the microphone. You come on and give the explanation the way you see it, because you so I want you to answer the question. Yeah, please. This is Sami Shaye Victor. I need to hold it.
Yes.
Sami Shaye Victor is going to. I don't know if you know the whole. Yeah, it's on. It's on. You know the whole understanding of what people are talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And please a minute, so I can get it very well. All right. Thank you for the opportunity. I think it was a narrative that became very popular, leading to the 2019 election. In 2015, nobody was talking about Fulani Herdsmen. It came after the 2015. No. It started from the 2015 election because the presidential candidate of the APC then, Buhari is from the north. And so one way to discredit him is to bring up sentiment that would make people begin to cast aspersion on his person. And we remember that there was something called the Cambridge Analytica. This was a firm that was hired by a top PDP official who till now is still been unnamed, but it was hired to particularly look for dirt and then run smear campaign against the presidential candidate of the then APC. And so they did a video, a lot of, not just one, and targeted campaigns that was showing.
Sure, it's not Osika.
Sir?
Osika or what?
No, I don't know if it was Osika, but the person was not named. So, but it was said in the report that it was a very influential, I think the person is a billionaire anyway, influential PDP member then who paid for that. So the smear campaign was to depict Buhari as a Islamist fundamentalist, as somebody who was coming to kill and to maim, and so there was this gory picture that was painted of violence, and then the narrative was that it was going to Islamize Nigeria and that the APC then was an Islamic party, but that was leading to 2015. Now, when he won the election, and it was clear he was going to contest in 2019, don't forget, they had advised him not to contest. You know those who advised. They had told him to go and sit down, that he is sick. Of course, you know he was sick for a while. But let's get to the point. How did we get to the point of Fulani herdsmen or no Fulani herdsmen? I know a lot of people believe in conspiracy theory, but I believe in analysis. And when we're talking about analysis, let's look at pre-2019 and post-2019. Let us look at the heat maps. You know, before the 2019 election, it was clear that the PDP was going to win the Southeast and the South-South. It was known that the APC would likely win the Southwest, the Northeast, the Northwest. So the only battleground that was remaining was the North Central. And look at where most of this issue of Fulani herdsmen or no Fulani herdsmen were happening. You will find that it was in North Central, because that was what was known then to be the political battleground. The heat map was solely focused, more focused rather, on Benue State then. To the extent that in Benue State, a number of people were killed. Unfortunately, no Nigerian lives should be lost, and no, we do not condone the loss of life in any way or form. But here's just what I want to show you. That people were killed in Benue State on a day that a lot of people were also killed in Rivers State. The one that got attention was not the one where more people died, but the one that had the connotation of Fulani herdsmen killed people without even confirming the identity of who the killers were. Many months down, the governor televised it, and of course for political expediencies. Then he had not paid salary, so he needed a lot of things to divert attention and then to get sentiment on his side. They brought the media, showed mass grave and all of that. Governors from the PDP were coming over to visit, and it became a national site. Of course, every Nigerian life should be valuable. But months later, after investigations, it was now discovered that a man named Shakau, I hope I spelled the name, I pronounced the name right, Shakau, who was an aide to the governor, was responsible for the killings. It had no Fulani underpin, no Fulani connotation. Now, the way the media had projected, you would have thought that it was a Fulani issue. But after investigation, we saw it had nothing to do with Fulani, but it had something to do with the militia that was being formed within Benue State itself. A lot is happening between the Junkun and the Thief. and a lot of fights going on there. But the way the media would carry out any killing that happened in that time, anything that happened in that time, was this is a Fulani issue. So you see that, of course, crime exists, and the government deserves every knock that is necessary for not curbing those crimes. But you would see the undertone of the fact that media was quick to ascribe any killing that happened within the northeast, and north central rather, to be a Fulani crisis. Go to the northeast, the northwest, you will see that the what they call it, they don't say Fulani herdsmen, even though it's Fulani people that may be dying there, they say bandits. Yes. Go and check it. Look at what the terminology is. Once it happens in the northeast, they say, or northwest, they say bandit. Yes. But when it happens in the north central, they say Fulani herdsmen. Now, that was, West started after 2019 election, but leading to the 2019 election, it was in the north central, because that was where they were hoping to be able to sway a lot of people with emotions to get more votes. Now, I have not said who is responsible, but I have opened the analysis for you to see the political undertone to what that is. Now, let's talk about invasion. Is invasion going on? Historically, we must not forget, and many of those who subscribe to this theory of invasion are coming from the point of history, and they talk about Usman Dan Fodio, the former Fulani Caliphate, the one who brought it over and conquered everywhere. But we must not forget times and dispensations. That the Fulani Empire, led by Usman Dan Fodio then, is not what it is now. It is just like saying that because the British Empire was big then, that the British Empire is still today trying to expand. Every kingdom then, within the limit of its power, was an expansionist. You want to talk about the Oyo Empire, the Songhai Empire? You want to talk about the Benin Empire? They were all expansionists. The Kanuri Empire, they were all expansionists. Every one of them sought to get more towns, to get more villages, to get more kingdoms to itself. In fact, the Fulani Empire, as you said, went as far as getting Ilorin, deployed military tactics, deployed everything they knew, but that was what it was then. That was the way things were then. Every kingdom then was an expansionist kingdom. Go to Rome trying to spread. When you read of the Greek methodology, they were always trying to spread. When you read of the European kingdoms, all of them were trying to expand. That is the nature of kingdoms. Even if you read your Bible very well, you will see the Persian Empire, that was those of Babylon and Syria and Assyria, even Israel, Egypt, olden days Egypt, the Ethiopia, all of them were expansionists. That was the goal of every king, to expand his kingdom. So to knock or to single out the Fulani Empire shows either crass ignorance on the part of anyone doing that, or simply you want to achieve something. Because if you are telling yourself the truth, no matter where you think you come from, in those days, as long as where you are from, it was a kingdom, it was the intention of your king to expand. That was just what kingdom was about. But 1914 changed things after the amalgamation. The people of the northern Nigeria and the southern Nigeria were brought together. And then we have what we now call the Nigeria. So if you now bring that context of kingdom to the modern day Nigeria, you're not doing justice to history. It shows you yourself do not understand it. Now, if you now want to talk about hegemony, is it possible that a group of people could hold hegemony? I mean, could they have power over the rest of the people? Yes, it is possible. It is simply possible because politics, as it were, is a game of interest and numbers. And that's why there's a group of people in Nigeria till today, they are still clamoring for presidency, and they are playing a particular type of politics to get there. And if they don't get there, it will be because of the type of politics that they played. So maybe, because of population, maybe some certain group of people may have a big say in the scheme of things, but that does not mean they are expanding. It only means that they are using the political tool that they have to their advantage. Now, the other part to this is the ignorance of the average person who comes from the south or just wants to talk. That when they hear names that sound Islamic or that sounds northern, they simply assume that such a person is Fulani. So when you hear a name like Abubakar, or you hear a name like Tijani, or you hear a name like Moshood, you know those names. That average person does not put in mind that this person you are calling, you think is a Fulani just because of his name or his appearance, may simply be from Kogi State or Kwara. That person may not know that somebody who is from Borno State, for instance, is not necessarily, who may not, in fact, is not a Fulani as the case were. You may not know that there are over 200 tribes in the north. Who is to blame then? So once you don't know all of this, it's easy for you to subscribe to every nonsense that is being said. I have a sister here who is sitting in this place now. She's from Kaduna. Kaduna is in the north, and she herself, she's not Fulani. She's not Fulani. But when you hear her name and you hear the state she's from, you automatically assume. So tomorrow, let's say she's appointed, and you say, these northern people have come again. But that you are from the north does not mean you are Fulani, and that you are even Fulani does not mean that you are trying to expand. We need to get to a place in our country where meritocracy becomes the order of the day, and it should not matter where somebody comes from. But what the first question we should ask is, does he or she have the expertise to do this or that? So back to the question, is the Fulani empire trying to come back? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, particularly again, because leading to the 2019 election, those who were pushing this Fulani hegemony, this Fulani born to rule, they were particularly of the PDP stock. So leading to the 2019 election, they were the ones who were Islamophobic. Muslim. Then all of a sudden, Atiku Abubakar came, and I'm wondering if Atiku Abubakar is from Ekiti. Or he's from Onitsha. I was wondering maybe Atiku Abubakar is a Roman Catholic. Then, maybe it's from Abia. Then all of a sudden, the moment Atiku Abubakar came, DSA, the whole Fulani narrative went down.
No, during Supreme Court, it came back now.
It came back after the 2019 election had been won, and it now seemed as though power is going to shift to the southwest. So, because they know now that power is going to shift to the southwest, they needed to do the same thing they did in the north central, in the southwest, so as to cause disaffection between the government in power and the people of the southwest. And that's the same strategy. Why is it that all of a sudden we're not hearing the Fulani Herdsmen in Benue again? They started operating in Ekiti and Ondo. And because of that narrative that media had created, an ordinary person who is from maybe Ekiti State will simply go to the market, buy a costume that he deems worthy of what an ordinary Fulani man should wear, maybe even learn one or two Fulani language, and go into crime, kidnap somebody. And at the point of kidnap, maybe he speaks some language. That's a very good cover-up created by who? The media. For who? For criminal elements. So right now, instead of us looking inward to see maybe the people who carried out this heinous act are from our town, you know we are looking for? A ghost called Fulani man. And you will never find him because he was never there. And that's why many of the arrests that have been made on crime that had either to, until the point of arrest, been ascribed to Fulani people were done by mostly natives. So I think we need to be very careful in stereotyping people. And I've spoken against this before. I'll speak against it again. Every nation, every group of people always have certain criminal elements. But we must not descend to the point where we characterize a whole group of people by the certain bad eggs that exist amongst them. We must not fall into stereotyping. I remember the time when kidnapping was more incessant in the east, in the southeast, and I just imagine we begin to call them Igbo kidnappers. Or at a point when ritual killing was very well practiced in the West, and we begin to look at people and call them Yoruba ritualists. I think that we cannot and must not use the fact that there are certain criminal elements within a certain group of people or a particular tribe. We must never use that to stereotype that tribe. Is it possible that there are some of these Fulani people who are a menace? Absolutely, absolutely. Herders and farmers clashes has been age-long, even in America. Even in America, go and read up about on the cowboys and farmers clashes. I dare you to read it. I dare you to read it. You see, there's always a fight about grazing routes. Even in Europe till today, was it last week I read of the report of herders that were protesting. They brought their goat and their cow to the street in one of these European countries to protest that because they are already their grazing routes have been cut off by civilization. It's always age-long. We must look at how can we solve this problem, and I think that is what should be done. Now, here's the problem. In 2014, the then President Goodluck Jonathan, or before then, but I know the report came out as of that time, inaugurated a committee to look into how to solve this issue once and for all. And they came out with a very beautiful report, and funding, 100 billion, was released for that, how to permanently solve these farmers' herders clashes and all the communal clashes caused by these two different ways of agriculture. And you know what happened to the money? Kaput. Kaput. The money disappeared, just like every other money that has been released for something meaningful. It disappeared just like the money for CCTV. It disappeared. And when the Buhari administration comes again to say, okay, what was in that report, let us implement it. You know what? Now people remember it's a Fulani man, and that's why he was doing that. But when Jonathan, that was an Ijaw man, brought the report and released money and the money disappeared, nobody was saying, he's trying to Islamize or he's trying to Fulanize. I beg you, Nigerians, let's try to be analytic about issues.
Is it true that Buhari is demanding that every state must give part of their land to Fulani Herdsmen for head rearing?
No, that's not true. Now, there were two issues. There's one called Ruga, and that's rural grazing area. And there's the other one called Livestock Transformation Plan, National Livestock Transformation Plan. Ruga looked at solving two problems. Now, these guys are nomads. They move up and down, which deprives them of the most important thing, especially their children, for life, which is education. And the government is saying, how can we solve their nomadic nature, which is not making the cows productive, and which is depriving these people of education and information and basic amenities? How can we solve that? And they say, okay, we can create a settlement for them where they can have an expanse of land, And they invited states that were interested in doing that. And if your state said no, your state said no. If your state said yes, then you must ask your governor why. Because as of today, the Land Use Act in Nigeria gives the power over land to the state. There are only few reserves that belongs to the federal government. Just very few reserves, and those are near federal installations. So if your governor had given land, it would have been your governor, but there was no demand or there was no necessity that was placed on that. Then the NLTP was looking at how do we improve the production chain of dairy, of cow to dairy product, and all of these things. That one was focused on the product. So you had Ruga that focused on the life of these people, and then you have the NLTP. But the Ruga was suspended. Some states are on their own still going ahead with it. The NLTP is what is coming up now. So it was a big fat lie that the president demanded that state governors give up their lands by force. I think it's impossible. I think it's in clear contravention of his power. His power does not even get to that point by the Constitution. So that's not true. That's just what some people said on a mischievous note, because they know some gullible people will feed it. And sometimes we dance to the tune of what we want to hear and not necessarily what is the truth.
So what people like Apostle Suleman speculating on the picture of Herdsmen in the passport, where there were other nationalities too. What is he after?
It already shows you for someone like Apostle Suleman, who did that, and I saw that, and it was very unfortunate, to just take the passport. It took a page of passport and snapped something and then threw it out to incite the public. It shows you, number one, the state of his own heart, at least at that point in time. Maybe he has repented now, I don't know, but at least at that point in time, it shows you the state of his heart. It shows you his bias against a particular group of people. Number three, it shows you the state of his own intelligence. Because an intelligent person will investigate further, will try to find out what is in this other part. Then it shows you his ignorance. He doesn't know. He just doesn't know. And ignorance is bad, but arrogance is worse. So once you now mix arrogance to ignorance, then you become arrogantly ignorant. Then you display that to the public. And woe betide you, for instance, you're a public figure, people look up to you in that sense, and then you are feeding misinformation, and it's even worse when it's now even deliberate. So, but you can see the 3 or 4 things I've highlighted in that regard as with Apostle Suleman. I hope he knows better now. I hope he will give more correct information now, because the passport, what's in the passport, represented the different everyday life, the different representation of the everyday life of the different tribes of the Nigerian people. So, Nigeria is a very diverse country. You see not just the herdsmen, you will see the people doing tie and dye. You will see the national monuments rather. So there were different things that were represented on the pages of that passport, but one man just snapped one part and threw it out. And of course, there are people waiting readily to be fed with such bile. But I would beseech you that we should be more analytical than we are emotional. So when people get more emotional, things like this get them. Then I say something. Hate, the word hate will make you stupid, will make you unintelligent, will make you ignorant, no matter how intelligent you once used to be.
I think we have another caller, no? Okay. But what about the president? People still believe that he doesn't have certificate up to now.
The certificate scandal, I had a lot of discussion with Nigerians when I got back there. And once someone believes the president does not have a certificate, For me,
But Americans are showing, they put even in the board of honor in American
yes,
college.
I said for me, the discussion ends between that person, between her and that person, naturally. It takes something else for me to go there. Because if you can believe that the president does not have a certificate, then no point of discussion. That person is just either being plainly stupid, and I'm sorry, but that's just exactly what it is, or is irredeemably ignorant.
Okay, we have a call out. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, or morning, wherever you are. Yeah.
Joseph.
Okay, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah, I'm calling from Maryland, USA.
Can you please speak louder?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Temitope
Okay.
Joseph.
Okay, Mr. Joseph.
I'm calling from Maryland, USA.
All right, sir.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Yes.
I really thank God in the life of our daddy, our uncle daddy, which is DSA. I want to say thank you so much for all the family, for the great work you guys have been doing every day. So we say thank you. First of all, I listened to many things, though today I'm not meeting on time with this program they have been doing. But my own a little one I had, which is I wanted to contribute, is that God has so much blessed this man we call our brother in the Lord,
DSA.
that DSA, that whenever I heard him on YouTube, on Facebook, I always ask myself, you see, this man is a human being or ghost? Because where he always go and deep his wisdom is very, very bigger than anybody can rise against him. I think, to my own suggestion, for many people that wanted to lead or wanted to contribute in the area of the politics, I think they need to come and learn from him. Because if somebody have what you are looking for, and you know that this man have it, I don't think that we should be deceiving ourselves or be argue too much. Because I just see many people just call. It's good for everybody to say their own opinion. Because when he did his challenge against the president, when I look at everything, I'm like, where this man come from? But I really thank God for his life. And I want every one of in Nigeria, it is not a day journey, but we need to learn. We need to stop arguments. We need to stop arguments. We don't know this thing. We just only have the idea. Because he always says something. There's a difference between solution, problem and solution. But many people have idea. But there's no one that is ready in their world that there's a solution in their world. In what I be following him since about 1.5 years now, I think there's no any solution I've seen in many places or in anyone. So I really thank God for his life. And please, I'm using this opportunity for my own. I wanted to have, I know that he said it in one of the program that he doesn't have a personal phone to call, but I want him to help me. I wanted to discuss with him one-on-one. Please, I'm using this opportunity to say that one. So this is just my contribution and my word.
All right, sir. I think for that one, you can write him on Facebook. So you look for him on Facebook, Sunday Adelaja. You see his picture with his lovely wife. So you add him there and write him. I'm sure he will respond to you in no time.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling in, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you are talking about the certificate?
Yeah, the certificate. I said, literally when someone brings up that and says he doesn't believe, there's no point discussing with such a person because the person is just being either irredeemably ignorant.
What are your facts?
Now, here's this. The Constitution says that no one should have lower than. So, it's not that WAEC in itself is the end point. It just says it's the lowest point. It's the lowest point of education. Now, this is a man who has gone not just for WAEC, but let's put aside the WAEC debate aside first. Let's put it aside first. Let's just talk about his qualification, academic qualification. The guy left WAEC, went into army, went for different courses, which already is higher than WAEC. In one of the courses he read, which of course then was a diploma, it is the equivalent of a master's degree right now in the US. It's the equivalent of a master's degree now in the US. Of course, then it was a diploma, I know. But just that one is already bigger as an academic degree than the WAEC that you are even talking about.
What about DNA that you finished? The NDA?
Let's not even NDA. He's gone for NDA. After the NDA, gone for all of those different courses. Now, you have to understand that that is his education in the chosen path, which is military. The military education will not be the regular civil education. Now, let's now even come back to the WAEC. WAEC, many of you have written, and I don't know how many people have ever had an accident, fire accident, or lost their property, and your WAEC certificate happened to be won. If it has ever happened to you, you will realize that up until 2017, 2018, WAEC does not give any repeated certificate. Even till now, they don't. They just give you attestation now. But even that attestation, they did not used to do that up until 2017.
I think we have a caller.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr. Victor.
Yes, sir.
Mami Shai, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to the DSA family. My name is Peter Andrew. I'm calling from Belgium.
All right, sir.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you make my day today for history explanation, and I'm so happy that the way you break it down and for all the information you gave, and it was really informative and very important for us because there's something that is very important in this DSA program, DSA programs. You know, is informative, is educative, and is very, how do you say it, is a breakthrough as well. I mean, you know, when that brother called, I was just thinking maybe he didn't start when Brother Israel was explaining the situation of Nigeria, how the media is, how our backward of our media back home in Nigeria, because everything that he was explaining still shows that they are still carried away with lack of information. So that you were able to, if really he wants to learn, because I'm just particularly about him, because when he was explaining, I was just seeing a different bias and ignorantly and so many other factors that was in explanation. In this modern world, how do you expect that the Fulani Herdsmen that will be brought to Islamize Nigeria? These are the narratives we have been hearing for a couple of years since Buhari became the president of Nigeria. It was not history. It's also people don't analyze and they don't think critically. We know that the politics in Nigeria is about how do you say it, talk show of the way you analyze it, the way you present it during before 2015, after 2015, before this past election. It's really obvious that people don't really get it in Nigeria. That is the reason they are living in darkness. Some people don't want to get the facts. Some people don't want to listen to the truth. Some people don't want to know the truth. They just pick one piece of information and they just make it like as if they don't want to know at all. So I really, if that brother is listening right now, and with your explanation, he should go back to his research and try to be positive as well, because Nigeria is not going to be Islamized, it's not going to divide, and Nigeria is going to stand as one. So people should get that positive mind, that positive thinking, that nothing will happen to Nigeria. We are in a situation right now, we know, but we have to be more positive. Now, he deliberately don't want to speak about Suleman, because one thing I have noticed with some of our people, they don't want to talk about all these pastors, because these people, they have followers, people that is carrying fake rumors, fake news, fake information, and inciting the people with their word, backing up with Bible verse and everything. And some people don't want to talk about it. They don't see anything wrong about it. And this is one of the biggest problems that we have in Nigeria. These people are the one that when during the election, we know how they emphasize on these Fulani Herdsmen, how they were coaxing and pronunciation of course and killing and so on and so forth. And people, these are what people believe now. That these are the biggest problem we have in Nigeria today, because some people don't want to talk about it, and this is a big problem, because they just pick a word and escalate it, and they don't, without facts, without proper investigation, and they will just pick up because of a particular tribe in Nigeria. I mean, we should now be thinking about it. If this guy is listening to me, he should go and think and listen to DSA messages or read books and try to detour his brain from negativity and hatred, because this is what is causing. You analyze it so good, Dr. Victor. I really appreciate you for really analyzing it so good, because many of our people, many of our Nigerians, we have that hatred in the back of our mind because of wrong information or false fake news or fake information. And some people don't want to think, they don't want to really analyze, they don't want to see things in a truth way. They don't want to see it in any way. They just have that hatred. That is it. So they analyze based on that, on the hatred they have, based on the wrong information that they have. I just want to thank you once again, and Dr. was our brother Israel, for raising this topic, because these are very, very bothering and important issues that we are talking about, which in our country, we are more than 20, the TV station, they don't talk about these issues. They don't educate the people. When you see them, that is the reason I don't blame our brother that called, because when you are listening to our channels TV, listening to all these television stations, NTA and so on, they are just talking jargons. Even one of those people they call elite, the educated one, when they are sitting down there making comments, they're all making comments based on, I don't even know where they come from. And this is what people are listening to. And this is what people, they don't analyze them, they don't ask them questions, they don't critically ask. They will come, yes, I listen to Chinese TV sometimes, but when they are asking their question, even the journalist that is asking their question, they are asking bullshit. They are asking nonsense. And when they give answer, they don't challenge them, they don't give facts, they just say it verbally like that. So that is the reason, that is one of the biggest problems we have in our country. Everybody just fall with one information. Buhari is from Sudan. The wife divorced, Buhari have married another wife. They think, they don't investigate by themselves. I just want to stop here, Dr. Victor. I'm happy that you were able to break it down, because Nigerians need to open their eyes, they need to open their ear. Something is wrong. I don't understand. Something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with our people, because they don't think at all. They don't analyze, they don't critically thinking. They don't do all this stuff. They will just come out. He just explained it just now. It's good that he can come with his mind. He has a free word. Yes, they have opened a platform for everybody to come to court. If not JSA, is anybody have opportunity to speak like this? Thank God for that. It's okay that he speak his mind, but maybe he will know how to learn critically and analyze his views and everything. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you for calling in, sir, and your contribution. Thank you so much. Yes, so I was talking about the certificate, and I want to just bring this to you, and let's analyze together. If you lost your document in Nigeria today, What are the steps you can take concerning what you've lost? There are basically three things, and maybe a little more, that you can do. The first is you go to the awarding institution and say, please, I've lost this, can you reissue? The second is you get a court affidavit and make police report and get a court affidavit in the case where it cannot be reissued within the time frame where you need it or at all. So these two things are what you can do, but in my analysis is going to be three. Now, in the case of certificate, when you lose it, you can go back to the secondary school you finished and say, please, can you give me another copy if you have? Or give me a statement. Now, did the president do that? Yes, he did. You can get an affidavit to say, I can't find my document. Did the president do that? Yes, he did. The third they could have done was to go to WAEC, which was the awarding body. But before WAEC, there was Cambridge. Cambridge was the one who organized the exam, but when they left, WAEC took over. Now, you can go to WAEC or Cambridge and do that, and if they give you, good. If they don't give you, you are left to fall back to just the first two I mentioned earlier. Now, like I said before now, WAEC up until 2017 did not used to give attestation of results for a missing document. So if you lose your document, you have to rely on affidavit and the one from your secondary school. So how could Buhari or anybody have received anything? Now, when they brought it up, the onus fell back on him. Immediately, the space opened for that. And they went to WAEC, and WAEC gave him attestation. And it was not enough for the PDP people. You know, they were the ones who went to Cambridge. Cambridge now confirmed it and now brought out the score sheet upon which the result was recorded. And snapped it. And you ask, what are you not talking about?
Yeah, I think we have a caller.
And everything correlated. Hello, good evening. Who do we have?
Hello, dear sir. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
This is Adiola from London.
Oh, Miss Adiola, good to hear from you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Can you speak a bit louder?
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Victor, for that, education you just gave to us now. Nigerians, we have a long way to go. Who said, the Fulani want to Islamize Nigeria, going back to Madam Fudu. Is that possible in the present day Nigeria? Even Buhari, when he mentioned that they should have the herdsmen, whatever village, immediately there was outcry and it stopped. So people are just, let's start thinking, use this brain. This Suleman man is a nobody. He's only looking for ways to seek attention. Look at him the other day. He said he wants to bail Showore. He's not fit to bail Showore. He's not fit at all. He's just, that man should have been silenced a long time. They should have locked him up. But anyway, he escaped. But I'm telling you, the way he's going, something is going to happen. Suleman is a bad influence on this youth of today. It's really a bad influence on the youth. He gives out, you go listen, he gives out unnecessary lecture and nonsense teaching, and people are shouting, and because he has no illiterate following him. He hasn't got people with intellect following him at all. So let's all think logically. Yes, we know Nigeria is in a bad shape. But then, what is the essence of our education if we all cannot put it to work? Think logically. Yes, things are in disorder. We have to bring it into order gradually, not with people who can't use their brain to think or even utter anything out. No, it's not going to work. So let's start thinking well, have patience, listen to some issues, and go and do your own research. And then all these nonsense mind. Some people are too full of dirty mind. Let your mind be open. Let your mind be this mind of Christ. Because a lot of people on this platform are Christians, and yes, I can't see it with, that caller from South Africa. I don't know where he comes from. He's just like he's still in South Africa. Yes, everybody is back home. Will it be wrong? Will it be right for anybody to say, why are you still there? No, he has the reason to be there. So nobody is going to condemn you for that. When you feel it's right, you come back home. So there's no need for you to start bringing unnecessary Islamization, Fulanization, whatever nonsense. No, it's not going to happen in Nigeria. We are multicultural, multi-tribal state, and it will all work well at the end of the day for us. Thank you so much, Victor, for this little lecture you've given to us. At least you make those who don't know to know, and those who want to learn. Then we go and do our own research and know further than what you've even said today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma. And to just bolster your point, in the north and probably anywhere in Nigeria, there's hardly any place you will go to and you not find Igbo people. My brothers from the east. And I love them. I love their entrepreneurship spirit. But here's the deal. They own businesses everywhere, and nobody is accusing them of Igbolizing anywhere. So that's exactly what your point is, and I agree with that. Everybody in Nigeria should have the ability to go to anywhere and do business within the ambits of the law. There are some states, for instance, that have banned open grazing, and it should be respected. Anybody who grazes openly has flouted the law of that state and should be dealt accordingly to the full extent of the law. So, but we must not put some stereotype on people, and I think that's where all of us agree now. Thank you so much for your contribution.
What are the legislative possibilities of Islamizing Nigeria or invasion, Fulani invasion?
The legislative possibility of Islamizing Nigeria or the possibility of a Fulani invasion is 0, but can be 100. I hope I have not lost you. Let me give you an example. When we talk about Islamization of Nigeria, Nigeria can be Islamized not because legislation will make it so, but because Christianity as it were and as it is now can die on the basis of ideas. What does it mean? If the Muslims will keep on being the one to shape the narratives of the society, they are the ones investing in the society, they are the ones giving value to the society, it won't be long before the failures of Christianity, for instance, pave way for the entry or for the entrance of Islam. And that will not be because a government made it so. So you can have Goodluck Jonathan, you can have Daddy Gio, that's respected Adeboye, as the president. As long as Christianity as it is now is being practiced and is still failing people and is getting people more disillusioned, and Islam will be investing in, will be doing social investment, and will be the ones driving giving the ideas that drive the nation, you will see that it will not need any weapon, it will not need anything. The state will become an Islamic state. And so that's why I told you, as of now, within the legislative framework, it is 0. But within the framework of ideas and social responsibility, it can become 100. And that's exactly what we are saying. That Christianity, the original Christianity, teaches us to look after our neighbor and to be responsible for our society. And once we are not doing that, we begin to lose the foothold that we ought to have on the society. And anybody who takes that place, because nature abhors vacuum. Nature does not allow vacuum. If you will not do it, somebody else will stand up and do it in your stead. And those who do it, they are the ones who will have what? They will have the authority, they will have the say over things. Go to England today. England, in the UK, the Muslims are taking over almost everywhere. And they are not doing it by gun. The same way they are doing it, it's also not by legislation. They are doing it by infiltrating ideas and taking over with ideas. And so, how did that happen? It happened because Christianity died a natural death in England. Go and see the churches that they were building. Instead of building people, they were busy building churches. The churches today are being converted to flats. They are being converted to disco clubs. Some of them are even being converted to mosques. And so when they are building 5 fingers of God, they are building dome. And it is poor people that are coming there. Then we'll come back in 15 years and say Islam took over. In the next 15 years, have Christian presidents over and over. If Christianity continues at this rate, Nigeria will become an Islamic state. And it will be by no legislation, nor by violence. And that's what I think about that, DSA.
I think we have a caller. Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to call. But what about the Herdsmen that we are talking? No, the Ruga, the settlement.
Yes, sir.
Is it only for Fulani people? Is it only Fulani people? What are they? We have a caller. Okay, you answer that later.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Dr. No.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Great.
It has been why.
Yeah, please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Wilson, calling from Germany.
Oh, okay, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah. My regards to Dr. Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. My thought is about the problem it's having. First of all, the problem that Nigeria is having is about tribe. That is first one. It's about tribe and tradition. Every tribe want to believe that they are the only one that God created. That other people are not created by the Almighty Creator. So they believe that they are special from other people, from other beings. So first of all, one will have to ask himself is, who are you? Who are you in this planet Earth? Are you a child of God or a child of demon or a child of man? Who made you? Who is the owner? Who is shining on you? Who is guiding you? Who is using you? Who made you? Then if you realize the person that is somebody that made you, and what is the meaning of that person? Who is that person? Is that person love, or is that person truth? Then if that person truth, then who are you as a son? Then you have to, that question have to be in you personally. You will have to identify who you are before you begin to carry that who you are to other things, other whom you are seeing. Because if you identify who you are as God, as the creator, as the son of the creator, then the son of the creator, who is the truth, love, then you have to carry that love along. If you did not have that truth in you, then you are not from that creator. You don't know him. You are not the son of the creator. So what I'm trying to say is this, if you go to that Nigeria, like this is what I'm telling you, it's what I've been content for a long time. If you go to that in a family, in a biological mother or father, they will be telling you what is not right. You see, there are things that is in being, in human being. You have two spirits in you. One is positive and one is negative. So ask yourself, what is that negative doing inside of you? Before you begin to know. Every word that you speak has meaning. Then if you have positive, what is positive? What is the meaning of positive? And what is the meaning of negative? Then try to identify that meaning in you before somebody speak. Then you, from there, connect if this person is speaking right or not speaking right. That is something they have to do, self-education. But they don't do it. So you see people going all over looking for what they did not keep. The name of my family, my tribe. I want to be rich, me. Everywhere you say me. Mine is not good. I don't know you. You are this or that king. How could you be having thought of king if you believe that if you have love in you, you don't need to have thought of king. That thought of king is destruction. He has already destroyed you before you begin to speak. So, in terms of like the president of the Nigeria, because everybody has fought, because they did not know who they are. They were just down earth without here on earth without knowing the reason why they're on earth. Everybody want to be rich. What is the meaning of rich? Rich is truth. If you have truth in you, you have love in you, you are rich. That's all. That you continue to take that rich, that truth and love, continue to go with people, the brethren, that is the whole earth. Then for Buhari issue, certificate issue, he wouldn't have duplicated that certificate to go and carry something that's the certificate, whatever, or that there's no duplicate it or whatever. That is wrong. If you did not have certificate, then use the law of that country to stand with you, truth and honest, and do that what you know that is the best for that country. That is that is another part of Buhari side. But if you talk about the Igbo side, I'm from Delta State, Agbo. We are all the same region. I'm from my region is Ika Igbo. We are farmers, Igbo, you know. So we have knowledge of that farm. The reason why we're on earth is about farming, education, to feed people. So if you know the reason why you're on earth, then you have to go to that place, focus it, and communicate, and have that thought from him, positive thought from your creator, the one that sent you there, and use that thing to rule, to develop that way you come from. But they are not doing it because of that. Somebody carries me along and tells me to follow me. I follow you. If that person is doing the right thing or not doing the right thing, you don't know. You begin to follow him. Then you're blind. You are not human. Why should I be following somebody without knowing who I am? I have to do that what I know that is right in me and use it to give other people. That's what makes me a God representative on earth. That's what makes me a son of God. Then people say in the Yoruba side, the same thing. Tribe is every problem they have. The king want to be. Say, I have to conquer these people, put them in a camp. Then when time reach, bring them out, like go and use it for sacrifice or whatever. The name of what? Material, money. What is that? That is not a negative aspect or a negative mindset. That is the problem we have, because all these people that you are seeing, they are not educated. They don't know who they are. They are just deaf, just because of things. The spirit of things are shouting them. Anybody that you are seeing there is about meaning. Just want to conquer, just want to collect. He doesn't want to work. He don't have the knowledge of creative or what is about life, what am I on earth. All what you want to know is about sitting, giving me. You will have to do what I say. If you do not do it, I have people who are gathering me. They will put you in a place where you don't find. You see, these are the things that we need to know. Thank God, I am preparing to go back to where I come from, because at a certain time, I started asking myself, why should I leave my country? For what? But I did not know that it was God's purpose for me to leave my country and come here and to know him. He was the one that took me there and bring me here for him to educate me, for him to let me know who he is, before he took me back home and use that resources that they put in me to use it to that where I come from. And when I put it there where I come from, the people will begin to see it. Then they ask me, how did I make it? I tell them this is how I make it. Then everybody will begin to follow me. So everybody is speaking. What do you have in you? Tell me what you have in you before you begin to speak.
Thank you, sir.
You speak, you don't act. You talk, you don't act. Every time, what is happening? You need to understand who you are personally before you do anything. So thank you. This is all we have today. And may the Almighty Creator give us more wisdom and knowledge and begin to educate us more and more. Open our eyes more and more. In Christ's mighty name I pray.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution, sir.
You're welcome, brother. Good night. Have a blessed night.
Right, so
Thank you.
that was a very good contribution there. And I think we're talking about the
Yoruba, is it not every tribe that can do it, man?
yeah, and if it was just for the Fulani people. But of course, one of the things that I discovered, and it was bolstered by my conversations with people at home, I think Mr. Israel will remember the day we were out for pepper soup, and we had a discussion with the guys who were there. And they also had this same mindset. And by the time we began to ask questions, we were just asking questions. We were not even telling them this was this. We were just questioning. They themselves were saying it with their mouth that they know people in that their own town, their own cattle, but it was being run by Fulani people. So what they do is, let's say a king or a rich person who is a Yoruba man buys 300 cows. Then he goes to look for one Fulani person or true connection. Bring that Fulani because he knows the Fulani guy has know-how intending to cattle. But the people will only be seeing the face of the person rearing the cattle, but not the owner of the cattle. And so when you come to the southwest and southeast and south-south, most of the cattle that are being reared within that domain are actually owned by people from that domain. Most of them, believe me. Then when it comes to the plan, the NLTP, most states must understand the importance of agriculture to us as a people and must be ready to invest. Look at the IGR of most states. They are only depending on allocation. And that allocation, they are not investing properly. Ekiti State, for instance, now is really investing in this cattle business. And they've got Promasidor. Promasidor is the company that is responsible for cowbell. That cowbell is a milk brand in Nigeria. To come and invest in what used to be known then as Ikun Diary. Ikun Diary just died a natural death because nobody was investing in it. But the state is going back to say, okay, we have to invest in this place because we need money. And that's exactly what every state can do. No, there is no monopoly to agriculture. There is no monopoly to cow owning. So please, let's not use our own inadequacies and inefficiencies and our own ignorance and our own irresponsibility when it comes to the matter of agriculture or investment in any sense to paint a people who are doing it black. Nothing stops a Yoruba man from rearing cattle. Nothing stops an Igbo man from rearing cattle. And there's no monopoly to that. And we must be clear about that right now. And that's exactly what it is. For instance, in Obudu, there's a cattle ranch there, very big one. Is it being run by Fulani people? We must understand that we should not let people who benefit from the crack in our fault lines begin to instigate us towards opening it wider. Look at someone like Fani Kayode. When he was in APC, he wrote a piece of how his own great-grandfather was Fulani, and he was claiming to be Fulani. When he joined PDP, and it was not clear then that Atiku will be the president, will be their candidate, he was writing a lot of tirade against the Fulani people. And you see, of recent he's saying he's not Yoruba because the word Yoruba was brought by, according to him, it was an Hausa word. But in all of that, you see, what's the aim? What does it tend to gain? He's only trying to sway emotions towards a particular goal that he has, and he has nothing to offer. Now, when it comes to background and where you come from and ethnicity and all of that, I remember I was traveling with DSA one day, and he said to me, he said, what if I told you you are Ghanaian? Maybe DSA will remember that conversation. And I said, well, I wouldn't argue. I would not argue that I'm Ghanaian. Even if you told me I'm from Sudan or Cameroon, I will not argue. Because migration has always been a human policy from ages past. Everybody is always moving to seek for a better life, for better opportunities. And it did not just start happening. It's been happening ever since. People travel by foot 1,000 miles to move to somewhere better. And my own father, DSA, was born in Kaduna State. And I imagine if he was not my father, if he was my great-great-grandfather and he was born there, and then everybody just keep living there, today my identity will be that of somebody from Kaduna, without any recourse to if he was actually from Yoruba. And that's exactly what our histories are. Intermarriages, we have not even spoken about that. But just migration shows you how much of the same people we actually are. And we must not let certain phenotypes come between us. We must be able to stand together as a people against what may be our divide. The things that bound us together are stronger than the forces that are trying to pull us apart. And that's why we are Nigeria. We are stronger together.
So on that note, we will have to end the program today. And thank you so much for being with us. And don't forget to go for Ife Disu's book. Let's see the book for Ife Disu. It's a novel. It's a thriller. So, recommend it for your children and get it for yourself. And let's see the new generation of Nigerian writers conquering the world. And she's released it in England, and it's all over Facebook and Amazon right now. But what we are talking about really is the topic of my book, my own book, that we call Truth, Non-Truth, and Lies. That's what the people have been using to mesmerize Nigerians, non-truth and lies. But thank God, Victor, for coming to help us bring some light into all the ocean of lies and non-truth that is engulfed our country. So from myself and from Bamishaye Victor, see you next time.
Thank you.